We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
And gold, and it's thought to be able to actually be kind of a shape-shifting element between those alchemists were in the past were claimed that they could actually create gold from rock, and they were using Ormus to do that. But Ormus is an amplifying substance, so whatever you put it with, you put a little bit with something, you'll amplify the effects of that.
Wow.
So my friend Kenji, who has a great Ormus, and he always says, well, he was concerned about how he was going to market this, because if you had somebody eating junk food and they took some Ormus, it could amplify the effects of the junk food in their body. So there's an issue there with it. So you want to combine Ormus with other elements that amplify them in the right direction toward your spiritual enhancement and toward your, and that's what we're doing here. We're amplifying the reishi and the shilajit by putting the Ormus in.
So where does the Ormus come from, this particular in your tea?
This Ormus that I get comes from the earth, in the earth. It's mined. So it's found down in some strata between crystal.
Wow.
And what it is probably extremely, my gut feeling on it is that it's such a fine powder when I get it that when I take the lid off, it literally drifts upward.
Wow.
It's so fine, and it makes Aladdin's lamp shapes when it goes up. And in water, it does that too. It starts going like this.
Wow.
But I think that what it is ancient crystal that got into the strata and was agitated until it formed such a fine colloidal substance, or the crystal that's washed down from the mountains and into the ocean and winds up on the bed of the ocean for billions of years down there going like that. And then that ocean's shoved up and becomes land and gets churned in, and there it is. But whatever it is, it's a very, very extremely ancient substance of alchemical, breakdown and breakdown and breakdown.
Right.
And it's the substrate of what we're made of.
Yeah.
We're made of the dusts of the cosmos. These dusts are out there. The iron that's in every molecule of our blood was part of the core of a star at some point in the past. That's how it became iron.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Wow, thank you.
This is great stuff.
Wow, I'm so excited about this. So,
one more thing I want to say.
Please.
For those of you out there who want to be a light worker and a healer, and you want to help someone else around you, we all know coffee drinkers, right? In our family, you can make a coffee-like drink out of this. It tastes like it. You can actually make a latte-type drink out of it.
Wow.
And I really believe you could significantly change someone's life for the better if you got them to drink this instead of coffee. And it works. I've tried it on some coffee drinkers, and they're like, oh, I'll drink that. That's great. And you could really make a difference in someone's life right there.
Can you give me the recipe on how to do that? Or?
Oh, I just take there's a little bitty, like an ice cream spoon in here, so you take a kind of a heaping measure of that ice cream spoon's worth per a cup of hot water, stir it in, add a little bit of nut milk and a little bit of agave, and you got it.
Wow, it's that easy.
Uh-huh.
Well,
very simple.
Nice. Cool. So maybe we could check out your book real quick, or?
Let me go get it.
Okay, cool. Rehmannia just gave me a copy of his brand new book.
It's Healing Thresholds. A modern journey into Taoist health philosophy. This book does chronicle my progress as a healer through that green juicing period I was telling you about, and then into Taoist herbalism. Taoist tonic herbalism has been kept secret. It was the elite. It was the medical. It was the therapeutic system of the elite of China. The emperors and empresses kept it secret, because it's so profound, it's so simple, and it's all about keeping the organism in perfect harmony. And my teacher, Ron Teagarden, wrested that out of his teacher reluctantly. His teacher reluctantly taught him in the 1970s, and then Ron then taught me. So this is the first book that I know of that brings the principles of Taoist tonic herbalism into let's make this cool, let's stop being so dry, and so let's just stay away from all the chemistry. There's a little bit in there if you want it, but all that stuff, it's more like let's make this something that's really, really fun and really interesting. I believe that's the. But I also do believe right here if you've heard of the term Jing is your kidneys, and it's your generational health, your seed, your longevity, your true vitality at a deep level. Jing has never been very well explained to Western audiences. I've never really quite I think, based on some responses I'm getting, that I managed to sufficiently explain Jing in this book.
Wow.
Which would be really, really significant if we did that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you taking any apprentices on right now, or?
I am going to start a school. I'm actually taking a course to get a certification to become a teacher. And then once I've got the certification, I'm going to start teaching courses, maybe at the Shiatsu Massage School in that back room in Santa Monica. And then from there, I'm going to, hopefully within about a year, I want to start the rudiments of an actual school of Taoist tonic herbalism.
Wow. Is there anybody that, like Truth Calkins, was he, babe, what was is Truth Calkins?
You trained Truth, right?
Initially, yes, I was one of his mentors. I got him hired at Dragon Herbs, and then I was his immediate mentor. And he worked, and I showed him how to make tea, and we worked. I was the manager of the elixir bar at Dragon Herbs, and we got into like all the alchemy that he's now doing.
Oh wow!
You know, I was the first to start breaking open capsules and stirring them all together and everything. And then yes, I imparted some of the the initial ideas of tea preparation and all that on him and Dallas. And Ron Teagarden, of course, was his ultimate teacher, but I was his hands-on guy. Of course, he's taught me a lot too. He got me into raw more, and we've been great pals. And he's a brilliant guy. Yeah.
Cool. So you like the? Oh yeah, you were saying raw and this together is just.
I believe, but I do believe that following seasonal observances, I think it's not a good idea for a woman in particular who's dealing with weight management or water edema to be eating a lot of cooling summer green vegetables raw in the winter when it's really cold. You know, so things like that. This book gets into that.
Okay, cool. What do you think about Daniel Vitalis's work? Have you?
Fantastic guy. I love the lecture that he's developing about just the wild, like things losing their wildness. That's a really important issue to talk about, and he's got a really good thing going on. You know, all of us got our little. We're all kind of like interlapping a little with our discussion, but we've all got our little crystal in there, and they're near each other. And his is that wild thing about just trying to keep things wild. It's so important. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's a great guy.
Right on. Babe, do you have any last questions for Rehmannia?
How do you feel about the traditional Chinese medicine idea of like raw foods? Isn't really good.
Good question. Good question. Another thing that another issue that I discussed in here. I think I made a breakthrough on this because I'm into living food. I've been a vegetarian for 35 years. See you later. And I figured out the equation, and again it goes back to the combination of raw food and Taoist teas. There are herbs in Chinese herbology. There are formulas that have been developed over thousands of years that are really effective for building blood and removing damp occurrences around the spleen, which are a definite legitimate issue with a woman in particular, and some guys who are eating a lot of raw food in the cold winter, wet. You know, you're potentially, these are dampening yin foods. So the equation was, I was looking at it and I was saying, well, there are formulas in Chinese medicine for warming and drying the spleen and removing damp and building blood. And they've been built up over thousands of years of use. Well, instead of using these symptomatically after these deficiencies or accumulations have occurred, why not use them in conjunction with as a tea to keep the middle jiao warmed and keep blood building, rather than looking at it as like medicinally, but look at it as a tea for a conjunction along with the raw food to offset the dampening effects and warm the middle jiao, warm the spleen, turn up the heat a little bit.
Right.
And I think it's really works.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right on. Any last questions, babe? Or are we good?
I think we're good. I would just like to say I make like huge things like this of this tea every day at the warehouse, and everybody drinks it. Everybody loves this tea. So thank you for creating it.
Right on.
It's an honor to
Yeah.
have you all helping to get it out there.
Cool. Right on. Well, we've got Rehmannia and
Angela Six Monarch.
and Matt Monarch, and we'll see you again tomorrow at the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.